Love a good old fresh coffee. Good old swig to start every video. For my friends. Yes, you. It is me, CryptoFace, your friend. And today is a special day for a lot of people. It's holiday season, in many places of the world. Thanksgiving is the main one in the Western world, parts of it. So if you celebrate Thanksgiving or any other version of it, and you're hanging out with your family, have a good time. Be careful when you're driving. Look out for, crazies on the street. And man, it's already started. Man, people have already been crazy enough as it is driving, especially lately, these past couple of years. I don't mean to get off track because the question that I want to answer in this video is very important. But I'm going to sidetrack for a second and say, man, I'm not the only one who's seen wild and crazy people on the streets, more than the usual as of late. Yesterday, I just saw this random old guy driving a Prius holler something at this lady on the side of the street that was wearing like a security jacket. She kind of looked maybe homeless, or just kind of, maybe not homeless, but I don't know. He just, like, this old man yelled at this random older lady on the street, and she said, "I don't keep your eyes on the road, and I don't like white men. I date Mexicans," or something. And he was like, I don't know. It was just crazy. And then oh man, I don't want to go too off track, but then my buddy and my girl, they all had different issues with people trying to get mad because they're not yeeting themselves into traffic. I tell you what, when you are waiting to turn into traffic, don't let some jerk behind you make you do something that you don't feel safe doing. Just because that asshole behind you would yeet himself into traffic and run over a curb doesn't mean you have to. Take as much time as you need to safely take that turn. Anyways, I didn't mean for that to happen, but just be safe out there. People are going to be drinking, and you don't want to turn a good time with your family into a tragedy. That being said, I don't like making videos unless there's something I think I can contribute. That's important to say. So, taking everything in, I believe the question that I want answered, and I think you probably do too, is how and when can we know with a very high probability that a bull run or major bull trend has begun, or at least this bull trend will continue, or that it fails? Is it the real deal, or is it a fake out? When and how could we possibly know? Before I go into that, again, the graphics are not on the website yet, but they will be starting tomorrow, which is Black Friday. I almost said Good Friday. Black Friday sale going through Cypher Monday, 35% off. The graphics are not there, but if you secretly want to get in on it early, use the code Black Cypher 35. Let me see if that's big. There we go. All one word, just Black Cypher 35, 35% off. A lot of you guys took advantage of it yesterday. welcome to the family. Appreciate your business. Let the opportunities come to you, which is something we're going to talk about, today, dealing with regret. You're figuring out what price action is going to do by when is one thing. And then you have to manage your own self and your emotions and your feelings and your wants and your needs and your faults and your greed. Your greed. Whether you're brand new, seasoned, stick with basic strategy, watch the tutorials. Go to the tutorials on the website, watch basic strategy, check out some other market cipher traders. Good. Check out Jason Casper's course. I have heard nothing but amazing things about Jason Casper's trading course with market cipher and whatever else he's doing. So shout out to him. So let's get back to one of the two things I want to talk about. So I'm going to give you guys kind of just the meat first, which is it's top of mind right now. So and I'm going to try not to just be so long-winded like I always am. We're on the 2-week on Bitcoin. And last time in 2019 when we were right here, bada bing, bada boom, beautiful. Boom, we're here again, almost as if we are potentially skipping, now we're on the weekly, a potential dump back down to its previous low, like we had in 2019, where these RSIs are gapped, they pinch, it comes down. RSIs gapped, pinch, comes down, potentially comes down. That's what, the concern has been. That's what most smart people think is going to happen. Bankers, traders, these super smart guys, the OTC guys. It's the safe thing to say is to believe that Bitcoin will go back down to its lows or close again one more time. That's the safe thing to say, but right now it's not the popular thing to say or think. So how can and when can we know that we're out of the woods? So here's one way I believe we can know. Looking at the daily. Let me clear things up here. So we're going to scrunch it a little bit on the daily. We're looking at our momentum waves right here. Money flows up nice and thick. Momentum came up. Woo! Price went up. Yay! And it diverges down. Price continues up. Eventually it takes a break, right? So if we go back in the past, go back to, say, 2020, this whole run. And, I look at these momentum waves, right? Very similar. They're pretty much the same thing. Same thing. Here, let's do this. So we're comparing this to these ones. Some of these, right? Where, boom, see, a momentum comes down. Oh, is it over? Are we going to crash? Oh, no. And then, price continues up. So, if we go to the weekly and the 2-week, basically what I have come to find, if each candle is 2 weeks, this drop was basically 2 weeks, kind of three, or excuse me, 2 candles, kind of 3 candles. That's 4 to 6 weeks right here. Go to the weekly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 weeks. So a month, month and a half. And the other ones were less than that. And while these drops might not look like a big deal in hindsight, you know, when you zoom into what the reality was, you know, how we were feeling back then. This was 24,000, 21,000, And I know we're kind of messy here. Let me clear everything up. You know, so again, we're on the daily. Momentum coming down. Is it the end? So how many times did that happen back here? Here's one. Momentum coming down. Money flows thick. Came down. Boop. Super tight trigger wave right there. That was awesome. Boom. Rocket up. Here we go. Here's another set. Boom. Price action going up. High momentum. Anchor trigger waves down. It's over. Is it over? Price came down 30%. That was a big one. And then continued. So really, what my thinking is, my thoughts are that like 6 weeks, a month and a half is the max. If we can defeat, let's say we have red action, bearish action for 4 to 6 weeks. After that, it's go time. What happens now? If the price keeps on going down, well, then it's probably going to keep going down. Is the guesstimation. If the price starts coming back good and hard and reforms, you know, we'll be back on the daily here. By this time, if it reforms another momentum wave beginning up here, that's another sign. Boom. That price will, again, you know, after it, you know, maybe corrects a little bit. I'm just, you know, drawing random stuff here. I feel like it, there's like 1 or 2 things I'm kind of skipping or missing or forgetting. It's top of mind. It's what I'm looking at. And that's, but before I am going to make a decision if I think the market is overall bearish, overall bull market, or bear market, which in itself, I always told myself not to really care about. Because I just focus on the charts now and I'll trade it up or down. But there is value in knowing what that trend is. Can't argue that. So, with the whole Binance and CZ thing, let's actually pull up Binance, because price number 1 of that token, how much did it go down? Let's see, it wicked, went down 18%, 14%. Kind of wish it would have gone down lower. Probably would have wanted to buy more of it. That's a pretty that's a pretty good sign. That's kind of a bullish sign in my opinion. CZ apparently gets taken out. I mean, all this, the World Economic Forum guy and is in charge of Binance now. I think in a weaker market, the price would have probably dropped more. It's the holidays coming up, so a lot of people are kind of taking time off. Not surprised of the volatility. Dangerous. Which kind of brings me to my next point. Overall, you guys hear me say all the time, I know how much so many of you have improved. But I know if I'm thinking it or feeling it, many of you probably are too. You know, I missed out on this. Here, let me pull it up here. And we even did a video. I was like, ooh, that 4-minute was looking good. Man, the 10-minute was lining up on Bitcoin. Beautiful basic strategy. And I'm not going to make any excuses. Didn't pull the trigger. And it is hard seeing that price just keep going. And, man, you want to get in and then, you know, it is this type of price action where, here, actually, no, I need to zoom into a smaller time frame here. It's when you miss out on something, when you get caught in a kamikaze, in a revenge trade, where price goes up, you long it. Oh, it's going against me. Reverse it. Oh, it's going down, short it. You're going up, boom, 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 boom. And, man, the money can go fast. And it's the holidays. You're extra stressful. You're maybe, you know, there's a lot of reasons that can go into it. But just, I know with me personally, I was just reminded of having a regret. And it's so funny because I made the video about it yesterday. Literally saying that in these times, you're going to have regrets. You're not going to be able to capture every move. And that's something you got to work with. And that for the past few months especially, we have to look out for being long drunk, trade drunk, long high, trade high. And who would have guessed that very same day I experienced those very same things myself. I am human. And I have been in that blender. I have kamikaze traded myself. And you just keep, and I almost forgot the worst part. You keep having to increase your leverage. It doesn't take too many losing trades to really lose a lot. And you go, oh, you start at 5x, now you're at 10, now you're at 13, now you're mad. You just want to make it all back at 20x. Oh, and then, oh, man, it guts you. Oh, man. I feel the pain. I feel the pain. So, you know, you can't teach pain. If someone is, let's say, new to trading, new to this stuff, and they haven't experienced it, it's kind of like you got to experience it yourself probably. Hopefully it's just not too bad when you do. But in the small hope that someone could maybe not make the mistake for hearing someone who's been through it and thousands of other people been through it. If you're new and you're thinking about it, don't get caught in that cycle. Just walk away. And it's hard, man. It's hard, especially when you're like, I knew I could have gotten in. All the way up, I knew I could have gotten in. And it would have been good, would have made money, I would have made money, it's just like, man, it's a tough thing. And so I just wanted to talk about that because yeah, man, I felt the regret, and had to sit on the sidelines with you know, my hands in my pockets. And so I took to Twitter, and I asked many of you on Twitter, what do you do to help cope? Because I'm coping. And for what it's worth, I think you guys helped me with yesterday's little cope. So, here I am, waiting for the next move and opportunity where I'm able to confidently execute, and go from there. So we are at a constant battle with ourselves. So long story short, yeah, 4 to 6 weeks. 4 to 6 weeks. And I was just, the way I was adding things up and measuring things, man, use the measuring tools, squish your charts, compare and contrast, you know, how much was the money flow, you know. Even here in 2019, we actually have better examples in 2019. I think that is where this video was different than what I was just looking at. I was showing 2020, and before the video I was looking at 2019. But it's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Look at these momentum waves. Right, we're on the daily. Whee! Right. Whee! Price goes up. Oh no! We're scared. How much was this drop? Is it over? Ah! 12%. Then, whammy! It continued. How long did that take? A week? 5 days. You could even say the one before this. Oof! Yep. Okay, here we go. Okay, so 21 days. Same thing, 4 weeks. 4 weeks from start to finish if you want to be conservative. 4 weeks. After 4 weeks, pass the test. Got out of it. How long was this one? Even count it from here. Boom, boom. 23 days, 3 weeks. If you want to stretch it out more, you could say 4 weeks. So, 4 to 6 weeks. Where are we now? Oops. And listen, things, I'm not saying it's going to take that long. I don't know. I'm not saying it's going to take that long, but 4 to 6 weeks. If we start going up again, that is a huge bull sign, trend sign. That would be a that's like an investment type of sign, potentially, to me. Not financial advice. I'm not your investor. I have no idea what the hell I'm talking about. Anyways, happy, joy, gobble, gobble. Happy Thanksgiving or whatever else you call it. Enjoy the time kicking back with your fam and friends. Eat some good food. Don't get real drunk and start driving. Look out for drunk drivers. Look out for crazy people out there. And yeah. God bless. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.